Good evening. Right, where is everybody?
I'm here.
No. I'm on about these.
All them lot.
That lot.
Them lot in chat. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not there.
Yeah. Should we refuse to start until we got?
Does it not make a little bit of, there's not really a lot of sense in going them lot
When that lot's not there, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Those lot are in chat. That lot's in chat. It's that lot that's not.
Ah,
That
yes.
lot. Yeah.
It's the others.
Are you landing planes there, Dave?
He's doing semaphore.
I was doing my best to confuse Blunkett and then realised I'd got that wrong.
Very boring's definitely not there tonight.
He's definitely, well, he never has been, does he?
No, we could have told him that, couldn't we? But,
Chris Bailey, he's taking money off me to do that, man.
has he?
Aye.
Oh, yeah, you went bikey thingy, didn't you?
Yeah, been buying bikey stuff.
He's a biker.
A black and fluorescent green jacket.
Very fetching.
Right, come on, everybody, get your friends in, because we're not starting until we've got 40 online in the chat room there.
I look like a nuclear kiwi fruit riding down the road. It's great.
A nuclear kiwi fruit.
Well, at least you're easy to spot. Mind you, usually the spot anyway. I don't see many spiders on the road. I normally squish them as I go past.
Oh, thanks very much.
Ah. Your car ain't that big, Mark.
I did not go to get fitted for tight leather. I've already got the tight leather. This was a textile jacket so that the breeze can get at my armpits, which I'm not sure you'll appreciate given the people behind us.
Keeps getting face full of talc all the time, does she?
Listen, don't you put your sexual habits on other people. I don't use talc. Grief. Well, not unless I'm wearing the rubber.
Exactly, yeah.
It's really quite tricky to peel yourself out of it afterwards, isn't it?
You have to peel it off.
Yeah.
I've always found a razor blade handy for that, peeling the rubber off. Yeah, e-cigs.
Right, whilst that image is festering in your brains, have a look at the trailer.
Coming up tonight on Vape Trolls TV, Matt Garrish shows us how to make your own Clapton coils. Drill in hand, here we go. Marco goes down to Vape Collective in Doncaster. Matt back again, this time looking at the Disguiser mod that he picked up from the Vapor Expo. And Marco's back again, looking at the Dripbox 160 starter kit from Kanger Tech. All this and more tonight on Vape Trolls TV.
That could be.
It would appear that Leanna Lawless is, well, making rather suggestive comments there about how she'd like to see Dave actually dress in tight leather and a kilt.
What?
It wasn't that made me laugh. It was the separate and lift underpants. I've never seen a pair of those, and I don't think I want to.
It's not seeing them that's the problem. It's wearing them that would be a bit.
What do they separate and what do they lift?
Three-way trolleys.
Oh dear.
It's going to be one of those shows tonight, folks. Well, I'm going to sit here and just go, what?
It worries me, actually, that some of our viewers view us in this way, as sex objects.
Only you, Dave. You silver fox, you.
Silver what?
Fox.
Oh, sorry. Misheard there for a second.
It's all good.
Separate lift underpants, aka a wedgie. You know, I've always thought that the Offspring should have done the theme music to the Wonderbro advert.
Explain.
You got to lift and separate them.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh, Richard Bennett. Right.
Richard.
Why isn't that word banned? That word should be filtered.
Ah, well.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Do explain.
Sam was having a bit of play on Thursday night and putting in only words that she wanted used. Yeah, she's taken after her mum.
Mark,
Okay,
help!
not on that
Mark, help! Regain control, Mark. Regain control.
Oh dear, I haven't got control. You've got all the controls in front of you.
No, you're on the screen now. Off you go.
You've got the Ycast. I'm looking at the running order to see actually what we have and which order I put things, but it doesn't really. We can always shake it up a little bit, but we could show the 9 minutes and 30 seconds of film that took you about 5 hours to do. Or something like that.
Would you be referring to the coiling of the Claptons?
I'm referring to the coiling of the Claptons.
9 minutes and 53 seconds is a Clapton solo, as I recall.
Yeah. Right. This is the version with all the swearing edited out. And believe me, there's a hell of a lot of it.
You've got more patience than I have, dear, so I swear to God.
Okay, that's roll. Okay, I'm going to attempt now to make a Clapton and record it. I've only made 2 Claptons. Well, one actual Clapton and one fused core, but I'll do that as another video. Now, here is the first Clapton wire I've made. Hopefully you can point that out on the screen here. Let's just put it next to the drill and hopefully get some focus. Well, that's probably as good as I'm going to get. Yeah, and I'm quite happy with it. I've not actually used it yet, but I've got no reason to believe it wouldn't work. I haven't used it because I wanted to put it on video. So, let's put that to one side. What I'm going to be using, 2 pieces of wire. I'm going to be using some 0.5 canful. There we are. And some 0.25 canful. Okay, now, the first thing I've done, I've cut myself a length for the 0.5. The 0.5 will be the core that runs in the middle of the Clapton coil, and the 0.25 will be what's going on the outside of the coil. So the first thing I need to do is straighten this piece of. Look at it. You probably can't see it on this camera. It's not straight. Okay, so what I need to do is straighten this out. So in order to do that, what you must do is you need to put a bend in it. Now this is really tricky to do because of cameras, you know. Put a bend in it like an L, yeah, and then slacken off your chuck on your drill. There we are, right, and then insert the canful thusly, and then tighten it up so the chuck grips the wire. Try and keep the actual wire itself in the middle. Okay, but the reason for that bend is fairly obvious, so that it actually gets in good grip. Let's adjust this drill a bit. There we are. Nope. Right. Right. That is now secure and tight. Okay, so what you do then is get some pliers. Okay. And what you do with the pliers, because I've only got 2 hands, is you grip the end of the wire with your pliers, like so, and you spin the wire like that, and that gives us relatively straight, a bit more, I think, a bit more, nearly there though. Yep, that's straightened the wire out quite nicely. If you can see that there, looks a little bit iffy. I'll tell you what I'm going to use. I've got these nylon pliers. I'm just going to give these a go, see if that grips better. I mean, it's not too bad or anything. It's just, you know, I'm trying to do it on camera, so I'm trying to make it look decent. So with the nylon pliers in. Oh, that's better. Right. There we go. There is our straightened canful, which is probably more than I need, so I'm going to snip some of that off. There. I'll put that to one side and use that later. So, now we need to remove it from the drill. Then we need to get our 0.25. Here is our 0.25, which you keep on the spool. Run some off of it. Now, as you can see, what I've done is I've got our little CE4 thingamajig here. Now, the secret weapon of that is because it's got the notch. It will help me guide the Clapton, the wire on to form the Clapton. So I've got my 0.25 in the palm of my hand here. I don't know if I can show you that. Very tricky because of camera angles. Yeah, so it's all wrapped in. It's all trapped in the chuck. So I'm going to ever so gently try and get this to form a Clapton. Here we go then. I was trying to take up the tension. That would help if that wasn't trying to grab my hand. So. This is fiddly. Excuse my lack of commentary, I'm trying to concentrate on this. And it's slipping from my fingers there. Let me try and adjust the focus. Very hard to do all of this, believe me. The idea is just to ever so slowly move the atomizer head there along the wire, but very, very slowly. And hopefully you can see now on the camera that the spool is actually rotating. The trick is not to grip it all too tight, otherwise wires will just snap. Right, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off now. So here we have one Clapton coil, all removed from the drill. I'm going to see if I can try and get some focus on this. This is not going to be easy. I don't know if I actually can. Oh no, look at that. There we go. So there we are. That is one handmade Clapton coil, and it bit me. So yeah, it's not without its risks, but you know, it's kind of fun to do. Would I actually do this full time as opposed to? Well, hang on. Look at the other camera. Would I actually do this full time as opposed to using, you know, just pre-buying the stuff? I need a vape actually. Yeah, out of the way, Cloud. Look, it's quite fun to do. It's also very, very frustrating because things just. To be honest, I would rather just buy the stuff. Because it's less hassle. I can just order it and then it turns up a few days later. That's really easy. It's quite nice to do. I mean, it's quite something to say, oh yes, I'm vaping on Clapton wire made myself. But once you've got that technique down, it opens a door to other things, of which I shall hopefully be doing videos on sometime. But if doing this one was anything to go by, then it might be some time, because I don't know if you can see the sweat on me, because I've been up here for some time trying to get this video recorded. It's a pain in the ass. It's a lot easier when you haven't got cameras pointed at it and you're trying to get your hands out of the way of cameras. All right, it's easier. Give it a go. It's a bit of fun. especially if you've got lots of wire kicking around. I mean, 0.25, I don't generally use it anymore, so it's ideal, isn't it? So you've got lots of wire kicking around you don't use anymore. I've got loads of nichrome. I shall be doing some with nichrome because apparently that's in vogue these days. Yeah, I'm waffling, aren't I? I'm going to have a little vape and calm down a bit. Perhaps a nice ice cream or something. And then edit this and then show it to you. And then it's probably Monday. And it might be Thursday. Depends when we get show this. Yeah, that will do. Right. Ta-ta. There you go. That was me sweating. The amount of time it took me to record that thing was just stupid. Right, I completely forgot to explain because that was how many takes later, I don't know. What I was using in order to guide the wire was the atomizer assembly from an old Vivi Nova, which I fed the wire through and used a groove on the bottom there, where it would be the 510 connector, to guide the wire across the core. So there we go. You can have a go at it, Mark.
No. Far too much work.
It's.
I'll let you do that, Matt.
Yes, no, I'm not going to rush and do it again. I'll tell you that much. It's kind of fun to do, but it's easier to buy the stuff.
Yeah, I do have in this TFV4. This has been coiled with a Clapton. I got the guy at Vape Expert to do it for £3, and it works rather nicely.
Yeah.
But I haven't got the patience.
Well,
I just do my
here's the
6
thing.
wraps of stainless steel 316.
It's actually really easy to do, except when you've got cameras pointing at you. It's bloody hard then. No, impossible.
Everything's always easy before you have a camera pointing at you, isn't it?
John Holmes always used to say that, yeah.
I wouldn't know, Dave.
I'd never heard of him before I heard the quote.
So, yes. Oh, yeah, good stuff, Matt. Yes.
Thank you.
You're better man than I am, Gungered in, because I wouldn't have sat and done it.
Yeah.
I keep looking at the drill.
The /me thing does not work in our chat room.
No, it doesn't. The bottom line is we had 5 minutes to film and I did 9.
Yeah, that's actually quite good. I think we should show the last 4 minutes of it again later if we've got 4 minutes to film.
I tell you what I should have done was cut out some outtakes and put that in. Maybe another day. I've still got them.
Maybe we'll have an outtake. We'll have an outtake show one time. We'll get all our outtakes.
It'll have to be shown at 2 o'clock in the morning.
We'll have to bleep everything out.
Do that after 11 o'clock. Never mind after the watershed.
Yes. Anyway, there you go.
Did we have news? Did we have news?
News.
They've had some news.
Right.
Play the sting.
I'll play the sting. And you're on.
I'm on. Yes, news, right. Apparently it's happening this week. The Lord's Vape vote is happening this week. It wasn't happening today, but it could be any day. It could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. It's got to happen this week because it's got to happen by the 10th. And the 10th is Friday, isn't it? I'm looking at that.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So it's got to happen by Friday. So it's going to happen this week. And, we're kind of keeping our fingers crossed, as people have already mentioned in chat, that enough folks have contacted a Lord. You need to be doing that. And the more we contact, the better it is. The reason behind this is actually quite simple. They don't get letters from Vape Pros during the normal course of affairs, don't the Lords? They just don't. The Lords are not like MPs where, constituents go and say, I'm having problems with the neighbours next door. He keeps sticking his bum out the window and farting. They don't get that. MPs get that. The Lords don't get any letters. They don't get people ringing them up. And the fact that they've been contacted at all will make them go, I'd say, Farquharson, have you been getting emails from these vapey people? Have you? Well, and that starts conversations going, and they'll be talking to who knows what about which. So that's, yes, if you haven't yet, do. If you have, do it again. Just write in because we need them. And email. Don't send snail mail now because it could happen tomorrow. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it happens before Thursday so that we've got video for Thursday night. And I'm also keeping my fingers crossed that the Lords are content with Lord Callanan's fatal motion. If that is the case, I've been asked this 1,000 times, what happens? Right. If the Lords are content with Lord Callanan's fatal motion, then the statutory instrument implementing the TPD is stricken from record, nullified, annulled, gone, bye-bye, sayonara'd, doesn't count. It's gone. Does that mean that the TPD will not be implemented in the UK? No, it doesn't. Because what will happen then is it gets relayed. It'll have to be put before Parliament again. And this time we would hope that they would remove the Article 20 stuff out of it so that e-cigs are not bothered by it, so that e-cigs aren't included, as they should never have been in the first place. And this is where Ash, bless their little cotton socks and horn-rimmed glasses, have got it totally bloody wrong. Because they apparently have been lobbying who knows who to say, no, don't vote for this because it'll get rid of plain packaging and it'll get rid of the ban on menthol and it'll get rid of the ban on 10 packets and stuff. It won't. She's just worried that the government won't relay it. They will. They will relay the statutory instrument that implements the TPD, but the hard work starts when we've got to convince them not to include Article 20, the e-cigs stuff. So that's where we are. So there's also a campaign going on that you need to get involved with, which means talking to Labour members of Parliament, the shadow health people, and also the health people, and your own MP. In other words, everybody that can possibly represent you at Westminster or beyond, talk to them, write to them, email to them, and get them told. Not in these words, but let them know it's shite, get shot. Hashtag, it's shite, get shot. That was the news, that's what's happening. Keep your fingers crossed, write a lot. Don't rely on other people. Do it.
Yeah, nicely read. I would say read, said, pronounced.
Took me ages to write that script.
It did actually, yeah. The planning that goes into these shows is actually quite phenomenal. You have no idea how long the scripts actually are. Maybe we'll show them.
We don't know ourselves.
Don't shatter the illusion.
Jill's there with a big board written in marker pen, just like that far away from his face, because you can't see.
If anyone's wondering where Keith is on a Monday night, he's actually in front of Dave with the script.
He is?
Yeah. Yes. Smile and nod.
First I've heard of it. Hang on, I shall look and see if I can see. No, I see no case.
Look down a bit. Look down a bit, Dave.
He's not. Yeah, he's small, but he's not that small. I would spy.
I'm just looking. There's now 50,958 signs on the petition.
Good. Good. What's the next goal?
The next milestone is 75,000. So we need 24,042 more signatures to reach 75,000.
There you go. Marco proves he can do maths.
I read it on the screen.
with an S.
With an S, yeah.
The opposite to Lego.
Yes. Lego has no S. Maths has an S.
There we go.
S Lego. S plus maths. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you turn on that there tap as opposed to a faucet. But there you go.
No, sometimes you do have to force it if the person that's been in before you's turned it off too tight.
That is very true.
Yes, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right, sticking to the script then.
Yeah.
I believe, Mark, you've got some sort of little roundup of Vape Collective, have you not?
Well, it's still 4 minutes.
How many?
You couldn't even do 5.
Oh, no.
You couldn't even give us 5 minutes, Mark. Come on now.
No.
Somebody managed 2 minutes on me not being able to get the bloody spider to go. You're not trying, Mark.
I did some stuff on the Saturday. It was mainly just what was there, and I didn't manage to get anything on the Sunday.
No,
there you
because
go.
you were too busy chasing gorgeous women about the place. That's why.
I wasn't chasing gorgeous women.
Well, you burnt the bloody chicken because you kept on looking at boobs.
Boom.
It was breast, chicken breast. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
Moving swiftly
Yeah,
on, I'm going to click the button
Get
now.
a bit burnt. Click the button.
I'm clicking the button. Is being clicked about now. Go, go, go.
Yes, that was kind of a little look around what was on Vape Collective, and the reason why I'm breaking out in tears when I'm amazing because Dave Dawn's been singing along to the music.
We were down to Vape Collective down there over the weekend.
Like that.
Ooh, we were in and out of tents and sucking on vaping stuff no end. Oh, it was great, and Marco made us chicken on the burger van. It went nicely, 'cause he's the man for the cooking, like the knows at Vape Collective. Yeah.
Oh God. It must be the weather. That's all I can say. It must be the weather, dear viewers. I can't see Matt. Matt just lined up with his arms
Yeah,
up.
I'm just leaving you getting on with it. Go on, you carry on.
Oh dear. No, so Dave, let's be serious for a minute because otherwise I'm going to have so many tears in my eyes. It was a bit of a poor show, wasn't it, for people? I'm rolling down my face.
I think it was a bloody great show. It's just a shame that there wasn't as many people there. But
Yes.
if you learn the groundwork for an ongoing series of Vape Collectives, it were grand, it were gradely, it were right nice. I thoroughly enjoyed my little bit self. I really did. It was cracking. It was cracking. It was really good. And I mean, with all of these things, picking the right time. I think the place was bang on. Got to say that. Bang on. Would have helped if there'd been a sudden great big brown sign somewhere saying it's this way, because finding the entrance to the place, me sat nav hadn't a clue. It says, you have arrived at your destination. And I'm thinking, I haven't. There's a dead cat in the road. That's not what I'm looking for. But once you find your way in, great, brilliant. They did a grand job of organising it. I liked the kind of double horseshoe of tents going round, and it had that kind of Woodstock vibe about it,
Yeah, I mean it was a good vibe, and like you said, it was nicely laid out. I actually arrived at my destination point twice before I actually found the entrance. So my only criticism there would be to have some signs on the traffic lights and stuff, so you could see, and point in the right direction. But the lack of people was a bit disappointing. But there you go. It was a cracking weekend, though. I mean, the weather was fantastic. Couldn't have been better weather for it.
Well, that might have been part and parcel when you think about
Possibly.
it. Because, I mean, I don't think folks... I know apparently there was 10 vendors didn't turn up, apparently. But even so, that didn't mar it as far as I was concerned. There was plenty to see, plenty to buy if that's what you wanted to do. And I'm sure that the next one that gets put on, there's room for a stage in that horseshoe.
Yeah.
And you could easily have, bands playing the porn music that you like to put on videos, seemingly. I mean, all that was missing was the bloody groans and yes, yes, yes off that first piece. And I'm sure that coming out of one of the tents.
It's all good stuff. It's by a guy called Kevin MacLeod.
Yes.
Incomptech.com. Yes.
This is Marco's way of crediting him.
I'm crediting Kevin with that music because I forgot to put it at the end of the video. But yes, he does lots of stuff, and it's not just the music that Dave was describing there.
Mostly porn music.
Use a lot of this stuff because it's very good background stuff.
I think the bottom line on it, look, as I said, organisationally, I don't think you could have done any better. I like the layout. I like where it was. Cracking. Doncaster, come on. I mean, it's the centre of the known universe if you live in Doncaster. Greatly down there.
It was just nice to be half an hour from where I live for a change instead of having to trek for 3 hours somewhere.
Leanna Lawless has said it was a wet weekend where she was. It's also a bloody wet weekend where you were, Lal.
Well, you should have been in Doncaster at the Vape Collective then, Lal.
Been in Doncaster, it were ain't great. You could have taken your shirt off and got a right nice tan on your skin. You could have done it. Would have been great. Wouldn't it, Marco?
Would have been elite gradely, said it.
It would have been great.
I have to say, if you didn't manage to get to the Vape Collective, then of course there is Vape Fest in August. But then there's an even bigger event coming up, which was announced very, very recently, wasn't it, Matt?
Seamless. There we are. I've got it on the screen.
There you go. So Vapor Expo Part 2. Oh, yes. On the 14th, 15th and 16th of the October.
Yes, and we has plans.
We have major plans.
Very,
for
very
this
big
next
plans.
event.
Yeah, very, very big.
We have massive plans. If it all comes
Yes.
off.
Yeah, we shan't
There's
spill
going
the
to be a lot
beach
of work done between now and then.
Lots of
No,
script
we
writing.
won't tease them. Lots of script writing. Yeah.
No, don't tease them. Don't tell them about the live stage for broadcasts to come off. Don't tell them about that.
No, we
No,
shan't
I
mention
won't
that.
tell them about that.
Don't tell them. Do not tell them about the control room with perspex screens round so people can see how the technicalities actually happen. Don't tell them about that.
I won't tell them that because we haven't organised that yet.
Don't tell them about the audience seating in front of the live stage that broadcasts will come off. Don't tell them about that because we haven't organised or agreed.
I won't.
Just
I tell
don't.
you, I certainly will not tell them about the audience participation. Oh no, I won't tell them that.
No, don't tell them about that. No. What? Leanna Lawless is she's talking in riddles. DD never had VF baking. What the hell does that mean?
That means you're baking in Lanzarote.
Ah.
Yes, DD can never make Vape Fest as long as it's in August because DD's not in the country in August. DD relocates to foreign climes for at least a month during August. So that's as good as it is.
Yeah. But the good news is that Dave will be doing live shows from when he's on holiday, won't you, Dave?
Marco, we don't normally do this on Monday, but let me answer your question in 2 words. Fuck off.
Oh dear. No, we'll be without Dave for about 6 weeks in August, which is his usual jaunt to the island. Yes.
Apparently, and this is official because it's come from Gary Dibley of the IBVTA, they got that wrong. It should have been BIVTA, BIVTA. Apparently, you were doing live broadcasting a Mankini with your new figure, Marco.
Yeah. Well, that won't be happening, especially when Marco spelt with a K, Gary. So yeah.
Well, maybe it's in macro.
You still can't spell my name. I'm not doing a Mankini in macro either. No.
Depends on the
Mankinis
weather.
will not be there. I will though be wearing considerably smaller clothes by October. I have to say, but there you go. That's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
Yes, quite. Back to the Vape Collective.
Yeah.
I know I said this. I preempted this a little bit on Thursday, but yes, yet again. And Sav's told me the right way to say this. Thank you to everybody that came up and shook my hand and gave me gifts and just said nice things. Just thank you. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you. With capital T to capital Y. Thank you. That's what she said to say. Because she's good, Sav. She keeps us right. Yes.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
I think you said thank you. You've done your thank yous.
Well, I wanted to thank them.
Yes.
Seems only fair.
It does.
I'm embarrassed.
It does.
No, don't be embarrassed.
Definitely does.
How do I get embarrassed?
No.
Oh, well, I'm going to go with what Rafe
Oh,
said.
good God, no. Right, I'm going off the screen.
Yes, I quite like the idea of Marco in the schoolgirl's outfit.
Do you? I really
Ray
don't.
Jake, you are definitely now on the non-Christmas list. Yes.
I don't do Christmas.
Yes, thank you, Miles. I'll have a pint of mind bleach as well. Thank you very much. Yes. Moving on.
Oh, yes, yeah, good idea.
I think you've got a mod to show us, Mr. Garish.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that now. Hang on, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, ready, steady, go. It's review time, folks, and today we are looking at the Disguiser. I like the Disguiser. It disguises things, and it's fun. Yeah. I picked this up at Vape Expo a couple of weeks ago. I just happened to see it there. I was like, "What's that? I need that." So I went and bought it because I really like the look of it. Right, we know the drill, don't we? And I say this every video, but I'm trying to fill 5 minutes extra. But yeah, I'm going to talk here, and you're going to watch, and then I'm going to go down there, and then you'll get you know what happens, right? See you in a minute. Okay then, let's look in the box. Here's the box. We know how we do this, don't we? Yeah, we do it every time. It's a box. So it is a cardboard box, and it's quite unassuming. So on the front it says Mofkin. On the back there is a QR code. Feel free to scan that and be taken probably to the Mofkin website. I would assume. I've not actually tried it. Made in China, you know. On this side here there is a white dot, which will indicate that the device is indeed white. On that side, there's nothing apart from a little dent. On the top is nothing. And on the bottom is not. I'm not really taking the mic, really, honestly. I'm just trying to fill 5 minutes. So, we shall open. Like so. And inside is another box. There's boxes all the way down, folks. We get rid of that. We don't need it. Right. So then we have a plastic transparent shell thing, you know, which was started by Apple and made popular, and now everyone does it. We have a cardboard papery sleeve thing which says disguiser 150 watt, for it does do 150 watts. We have various informations. There was a manual somewhere, but you know what, I've lost that. Whatever. So we shall open the shell, and inside we shall find one disguiser, 150 watt, one mouthpiece extension, and not a lot else because there's no USB charger or anything. So for once, I don't have another bloody USB cable clogging up the place. I like that. Right. Let's have a look then, shall we? So let's take a tour. At the top, we've got a 510 adapter. Okay. And for those of you in chat going, but Matt, it's called the disguiser. I've seen this. You put the tank in it. Yes, 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 we know, and we'll get there. But it's got a 510 adapter on the top. On this side, we have our interface. We have fire button, uppy, downy, screen. On the bottom, we have by Mofkin and White Business, and we have the battery 2, which we open thusly, and the polarity is labeled. So positive, negative. There we are. Positive up, negative up. Okay. We've got screws and things if you wish to take it apart. I do not wish to take it apart. In fact, I don't know if you can see inside there, but there are spring-loaded connectors at the bottom or the top. It's the bottom at the moment because it's upside down. You know what I mean. And on this side we have where the party happens. So what we do, we can remove this cover. It is held by magnets, probably neodymium, I imagine, because they're quite sturdy. I've got to do this on my happy disguiser, la 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 la, and sad disguiser. I'm depressed. That almost sounded like a Midlands accent, didn't it? Yeah. Right. Part to one side. So here is the 510 extension thing. Now the purpose of this is basically so you can use a dripper or whatever, or a tank that you can't use, something that you can't use internally. You put this extension pole on and you can use it. Now, for the interest of completion, the extension pole does have an adjustable 510 or spring-loaded 510 adapter, positive pin thing, but we're not going to be using that. Oh, it does have the little M logo on that as well. They're very fond of that logo, aren't they? Let's have a look at the 510 down here, which again is the spring-loaded. Okay, so the idea of this is basically you pop your tank in, cover it up, and vape away. But before we get there, let's have a look at the interface, shall we? So you undo the battery cover thusly, you pop your batteries in, and you snap it down. Now, when I first got this, I could not get the battery cover open again. It seems to have loosened up, so it's something to bear in mind. The first time that I put batteries in this and tried to get them out again, I really had to work at this to get it out, but now it seems to have eased it up and it's fine. You will notice that there is no USB port on here, because I've already mentioned that anyway. So there is no USB charging for this device. You must take your batteries out and use an external charger. Okay, so let's turn the thing on. 5 clicks. Welcome, it says. And I got it the right way up and everything. I'm impressed. Normally I would do it like that and then go, oh bugger. So it is currently in wattage mode and set to 50 watts. Now it will go right up to 150. And it will go down to 5. Now, I'm predicting the future here, but I might be trying to vape it on 5 watts later. Okay, right, so I'm going to leave it at 50 because that's what I want to be with a wattage tank. Now, if I click this 3 times, it says check atomizer. I know because I don't have one attached. It switches into Fahrenheit or temperature control mode, and that's currently nickel. Another 3 clicks. Titanium. You see the little TI there by my finger? You see that? 3 more clicks. SS for stainless steel. What CC is, I don't entirely know. It's probably ceramic or something. I really don't know. I could look at the website, couldn't I? But whatever. Or find the manual. And 3 more clicks. Back to wattage mode. So let's also go over this. So let's stick it in nickel mode for whatever, for an arbitrary number. Let's take it up to maximum temperature. And that's 600. And minimum of 200. If I go down again, switches into Celsius mode. So 300. 100. And back up again. 300. Yeah, and then 105. Okay, back down again, going to Fahrenheit. Now there is a peculiarity with this thing in that if you set it to any temperature in Celsius, so that's say 270, 260. If I was to turn this thing off, take the batteries out, it will go back and it will be in Fahrenheit mode. But it will be the equivalent Fahrenheit, or the equivalent in Fahrenheit as what you set in Celsius. Okay, it's one of those things that threw me off for a little bit. But yeah, it's also got a sleep mode. If it goes into sleep after 15 minutes or whatever it is, it will do that as well. It's weird. It doesn't really affect me too much because I tend to keep mine in Fahrenheit mode. More will be explained later. So there we go. So that's pretty much it. So let's talk about the tanks you can put in it. Basically, pretty much any tank that I've got will go in here. Within reason, obviously. I mean, I've got 24, 25mm tanks that are fitted in here quite happily. 22mm tanks obviously will fit in quite nicely. If you're going to get something stupid like, say, a 40mm tank, it's not going to go in it, and you would have to use the adapter at the top. The other thing you must keep note of is the mouthpiece extension. Your tank must have a 510 compatible mouthpiece, as opposed to, say, my Griffin, for example. This just basically just goes in and rattles around because the mouthpiece, the drip tip adapter on the Griffin is far too wide for the mouthpiece here. So that's something to keep in mind as well for compatibility purposes. It'd be nice if they actually did another one of these, you know, slightly wider, you know, so you can have a greater variety of tanks. But, you know, this is what we got. Now, what I like about this is once you pop this on, in fact, let's get down to it, shall we? Let's get my Cleto. This is what I've been using in it, and I find it works rather well. So we'll screw the Cleto in. Why focus also focuses having a game there. So we screwed the Cleto in, and we'll pop the mouthpiece on top. And you go, oh, well, that's a bit short. What you do is you spin it up like that. I really like that design. I think that's superb. Yeah. So basically, you adjust that to whatever height you wish to have. Couple of issues of this now. make sure you've got a nice high capacity tank. So if you are going for a nice TPD friendly 2mm tank, milliliter, not millimeter, 2mm tank, you're going to have problems with this, because when it comes to filling your tank, this is a top fill. You would have equally have, well, in fact, you have more trouble with a bottom fill. Now, I could take the top off and then try and get my bottle or whatever in there and whatever. Or what I normally do is I have to take the entire tank out and then fill it in the usual manner and put it back in. That's a bit of a pain. So, you know, the high capacity tank you've got, the better and the easier your life will be. Get them while you still can, folks. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So as you can see there, 50 watts. You've got your resistance, you know, what you expect to see, battery levels, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's all firing. Well, it's trying to fire it in temperature control mode. That ain't going to happen, is it? So there we are, wattage. Yeah, so it's usual gubbins, really. You sort of check atomizer, that sort of thing. You can lock the displays. I'll do that later. Yeah, so that's pretty much all of it. Yeah, that's vapey time. Look, happy Disgazer. Let's go back up top now, shall we? And we're back. So there we are. It's got the Cleto in it. I will play around with the. I'll put the atomizers a 3-minute, and you'll probably see me vaping on that after this when we're actually live again. Yeah, with the Cleto then. Now, I'll be honest, the only reason I actually bought the Cleto is because I didn't have a tank with me at the time that would fit in there and the drip tip adapter go on. So I went and bought a Cleto at the show, just to put it in here. And because I had so many juices I wanted to vape. Yeah. Right, okay. It's a battery holder. So it's not going to say, I'm not going to be saying, oh, it vapes really well or anything, because that's down to the tank in there, isn't it? But, you know, let's talk ergonomics. It is chunky. It's rather like holding the relay. Yeah, but not as comfortable. I'm selling it, aren't I? Having said that, if you've got decent sized paws, which I guess I have, because it's not too bad for me. It's like, if you've got really small hands, it's probably not one for you. But so what I particularly like is you can put it in your pocket and you can just screw the drip tip down, mouthpiece down. And you can just tighten it up again. One thing I've noticed, you can actually do that a lot actually, is it will loosen up your tank. So you've got to be mindful of that, because one of these things I was doing at Vape Expo, I was just having a couple of goes on it and then popping in my pocket, and I was screwing that down, and you know, constantly. And yeah, I did find my tank was coming loose. The other thing, actually, when we're talking about this mouthpiece, now, whilst I really, really like the design of that, it's a good idea, I think. There's no way of locking it up, so every now and again you're finagling it a little bit, just because it's dropped down and it's starting to spin a bit. But yeah, it's not too bad. It is quite a wide bore mouthpiece. Well, I say that it isn't. It kind of has to be by necessity, simply because of, well, you got the inner and out. Well, you saw how it goes, so it's got to have that space in order to do what it needs to do. I screw down and up again, and adjust the height thereof. So it kind of needs to be, but the actual bore inside isn't particularly large. It's your standard 510 sort of drip tip air path bore size. Not the sort of the most wide open bore you can get on a 510 drip tip. Okay, let's say that. It's not like, say, the K-Fun drip tip, where it's a very tiny little bore inside. You know, it's quite ample, and it's more than ample enough for a tank, I would say. This is a very rambly video, isn't it? Whatever. We've got time to fill. So the temperature control modes all work as one would expect. There is that slight issue, I would say, of when you put it into Celsius mode, when you take the batteries out, or even when it goes into sleep. That's another thing it does, actually. I'll get to that in a minute. It comes back and it goes into Fahrenheit. It keeps roughly the same temperature, but in Fahrenheit and not Celsius or centigrade, whatever you like to call it. So there's that about it, I suppose. It doesn't really bother me because I keep mine in Fahrenheit anyway, because when I started using the DNA 40, there was only Fahrenheit available. So that's kind of what I've gotten used to in temperature control, even though everything else I measure in Celsius, like the weather, you know. That's just me. Yeah, so the auto shut off then, it seems to be about after 15 minutes. I've not actually sat and timed it because, well, that would require me sitting there staring at the thing with a stopwatch, wouldn't it? But it's about 15 minutes. The thing will actually power down and you have to give it 5 clicks and bring it back up again. Okay. Which is good, I suppose, in the sense that it will save your battery, but bad on the sense that you just pick the thing up, you vape and you go, oh, bugger. Right, okay. Turn the thing on and then go. Like so. So there's that. So, yeah, there are a couple of niggles. It will go up to, let's get the wattage up there. 150 watts. Or 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. But I'm using this at a rather pedestrian 50 watts because I find that suits this tank quite nicely. Adjustment is kind of as you would expect. It is in, there's no 0.1 increments on this. It goes 51, 52, 53, 54. Actually, just out of interest, what does it go low down as? 5 watts. I'll give it a go. I get nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, there's the tiniest of whispers there. Yeah, yeah. No good to me. No good to me at all. I might as well just go out and breathe the traffic. There we go, 50 watts. That's better, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Okay, then. So this has been in use by me. There we go. I had to adjust the drip tip again. Mouthpiece. Pretty much constantly since I got it. It's once you get used to the size of it, because it is a big mod. I quite like the fact it's quite compact in its way, where the fact that the tank is in there. And I find it a very nice pocket-friendly device. By the way, did I mention I have very large pockets? I don't do small pockets. I didn't mention that, but I did mention it now. So, yeah, I just find it a very convenient device. I guess it's available. I did see it in black, completely black. I don't know if I do other colours or not. I suppose you can look at the website and find out. You know, using that QR code that was on the close-up thing. Yeah, I'm just taken with it. It's a unique design. At least I've not seen anything else like this. I've seen similar things. I mean, many years ago, I had a handmade aluminium billet thing, which was designed for the K-Fund 3.1, which went in there, and it was wonderful. I don't have that anymore, which is annoying. It's one of those things. One of those things I regret. But I digress. Yeah, I'm really fond of the thing. It's not without its problems. You know, the shut off can be an issue for some people. By the way, I believe you can lock the you can lock the power by pressing both the power buttons. All right. So there we go. So power is locked. Can't do anything with it. So it's got your standard functions. You can turn the screen the other way around, that sort of thing. You know, it works exactly like a DNA does in that respect, actually. And of course, you turn the thing off with 5 clicks, and you turn it back on with 5 clicks. So it's got your basic functionality there. There's not really much else I can say about it, really. It doesn't have USB charging, so you do have to remove the batteries every time you want to charge the thing up, which is kind of a missed trick. I mean, there's probably space on there You could have got it there where it's got the C marks. I'm sure you could have got a USB port on there somewhere. But there we go. Yeah, I'm really fond of it. I really am. It's a good little device. It's quite versatile, and the tanks you can put in. I mean, I'm still going through my tanks and what I can and can't use in this thing. But, you know, the Cleto is what I've been using. Oh, one other thing. If you do have a leaky tank, it will gather inside here, okay? That can be a problem. You can see there's a little bit of leakage there. But actually, one other thing I will address now, I'm sure someone's probably going to ask, is it going to impede the airflow of your tank in any way? Not that I've noticed, to be honest. I mean, there's these 3 stonking great slots here, which is fine. It's not been a problem, even though I'm clasping it in my hand thusly. Yeah, it works. That's all I can say, really. I'm taken with it. There we go. I think that'll wrap that up. I'll probably ramble some more live about it, so I'll see you back at the studio. Ta-da. I'm grinning again, aren't I? Right. Passive face, Matt. Passive face. Let's leave him to it. We're on now, by the way.
Are we?
Yeah.
Composition propylène glycol, 30%. Glycérin végétal, 70%. Arôme alimentaire, nicotine. Yes. Taux de nicotine, 3 milligrammes.
Okay, and the point of that?
I don't know. It was just French. I was reading the bottle, you know.
Oh,
You
right.
said, can you fill 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Keep it in French with Dave Dawn. Monsieur Dave Dawn. Oui, toi.
Le best est juste clou vapor for cloud chasers. Précaution d'emploi, danger. Toxique par contact cutané. Tenir hors de portée des enfants. En cas de contact avec le pot, laver abondamment à l'eau et au savon. Ho, 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 he, ho.
Okay. Yeah.
This is why we shouldn't be in the EU. Otherwise, we're just going to have to learn French and German. So that.
Fair enough. That was the disguising one, everybody.
Yes.
Was that 5 minutes?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, bugger.
Now
No.
you and Dave Kitson bought one, didn't you, at Vapor Expo?
Yes,
One
we did. One of these things, you know, these disguiser jobbies.
The disguiser.
Yeah.
All right, aye.
I don't think Dave's quite as keen on his as I am on mine, but there we go. I quite like it.
You quite like it, don't you? Yeah.
Did he get a white one as well?
He did.
Oh, well, the reason he won't like it is because he can't find it in his new studio.
Ah, yeah. Has he actually swung a cat in there yet? That's what I want to know.
I've been waiting. I've been following his Swing a Cat vlog, waiting for the cat to be swung, and thus far I've been disappointed.
Or disacatted.
Oh.
Not even happened.
Yeah, or disakittened.
Disakitted.
Disakittened.
Disakitted.
Yeah.
No.
You see, would you swing the cat by its paws, or would you swing it by the tail? That's the thing.
Well, I think the idea is to get that sort of motion going, isn't it? You know, that a rodeo sort of go, you know?
Yeah, I don't think my cat would enjoy that, to be fair.
Huh? Oh, okay.
No.
But
No,
you would.
I think she might protest if I did that.
I think we'll get Dave on the show maybe next week and we get him to talk about his cat swinging antics.
With his cat.
Yeah, with his cat.
Yeah.
Look, all Mickey taken aside, we only do it because we love him. It looks fabulous. I can't wait to see broadcasts coming out of there. That's going to be fabulous. Because he's not going to have any problem with white balance, is he?
No, if anything, you might have an overabundance of white. But,
exactly right. What's your white balance like? I can't see.
It's a million suns.
You'll have to put some gels on his lights, I think. Turn it down a few K or something.
Aye.
Yeah.
It should be good. Should be good. Should be good. We'll have to get him on soon when he's sort of ready and finished moving things around. I think he's pretty much done now, isn't he?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like I say, I can't wait to see. I think it's going to be fab. Can't wait. And I've missed Dave being on broadcasts.
Aye. I don't know if he's in chat or not.
I'm just having a quick look. No.
Gary Dibley is.
Yeah,
Ah.
Dibbers is there. Gary with 2 R's.
Grr.
Gary Dibley.
I can't roll my R's, you see.
Grr.
I'm a bit disadvantaged
Pardon?
like that. I can't roll my R's.
That's
R's.
not what Lal says.
Oh, right. Is it like going back to the Is it like going back to the O's we were just talking about?
Possibly.
Aye. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So, with this, what do you call it? Disguiser.
Disguiser. Aye. Yeah.
Are you wandering about with it, or is it a desk mod, or what is it?
Right. When I take a coat to work, it comes with me. But when I don't take a coat to work, it doesn't come with me because in a shirt pocket, it makes you look a bit saggy because it's a bit hefty.
It's not Keith friendly then.
No. You make him
But
sick.
you're pleased about that.
No, it's all
There
right.
all seems to be. There's a lot of mods at the moment that are on the same kind of form factor, aren't they? There's the disguiser.
Yeah, this sort of shape, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the rouleur, and as you will see very shortly, the Dripbox as well, the new one.
Is that Diamontique?
You mean seamless?
It's similar shaped.
Oh, not seamless then. Right.
Yeah, it's not seamless, no, because I have it here.
Far from.
But you'll see it close up very shortly. But yeah, there seems to be a lot at the moment that kind of shape, don't they?
Well, for good reason, really. It's pretty nice to fit in your hand, isn't it? It grips quite nicely.
I do
it?
like the form factor. I do like the form factor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I misheard that. You like porn? What?
Oh,
The form factor.
All right.
Oh.
Have you noticed though how the cycles go?
Yeah.
And you get outfits that say, we are never going to do the temperature control because nobody uses the temperature control. They want the what? The watts. Yeah. Got an email today. Guess what they're doing?
They're not doing a temperature control version, are they?
Yeah. 75 watt temperature control version of the FX.
Which will be available in about 18 months' time? Because that took a long time.
3 years, yeah, something like that. I don't know. No idea.
Do you think you get more use if it gets temperature control on it?
It needs a bit. Well, 50 watts is not enough for me at the minute. I've got to say, since this TF RTA came into my life, this little bugger likes 75 or 80 watts.
Aye. Should explain actually. We've all got these TF RTAs. You haven't used yours yet, Mark, have you?
No, mine is here.
Ah, you know that envelope you've got on your desk, Mark?
Hold on a minute. Do you mean this envelope?
Yeah, that's the one. Put my address on it.
I'll put that in there. I'll just put that in there like that. I'll search on my address doesn't show. I'll put it in there like that, and I'll put it back on my desk because you're not having it.
Oh,
there you go.
But you won't like you won't. It's quad Clapton's. It produces bloody great. You won't like it, man. You won't. You just won't.
Look, Mark,
you know you won't.
Dave's already done the video on it. You don't need to worry about that. Dave's done it, so you don't have to.
I took one for the team, and I'll take yours for the no.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll coil it up, and if I don't like it, you still can't have it. No, if I don't like it, I'll put it your way.
Good lad. That's next week then.
All right.
What am I next week? No, I mean, well, I might be in your neck of the woods next week, actually, strangely enough.
That'll be fine, because I'll be in bloody Poland.
Is it no, not next week. Is it next week you're in Poland?
Yeah, next Thursday night I won't be around.
Yes, that's right, the 16th. Yes, so hopefully we shall have somebody else filling in for you.
Hopefully. John Summers has pointed out they're also doing a DNA 75 and a DNA 200, the same people that did the Avatar FX. Yes, but that's DNA. Nah. I have 8 DNAs to work. No.
Yeah.
No, they're just no. Nah. Not nah. No,
Do
just
you
no.
know what? I
Nah,
actually
no.
caught myself the other day. I was going through my stuff here, and I was thinking, I've got an unused DNA 200 board. Should I do something with it? And I thought, you know what? Sod it. I can't be asked.
Max Drum has said, I want a nice 26650 mod. Allow me to have a small rantet, if I may. Is that all right, Chas?
Go on. I'll put you full screen.
Yes,
Rant
go
away.
for it.
Okay, right. Look,
I'll try.
26650s are an absolute bastard to get hold of a good one, right? The idea behind these bloody great big thick things is that they last longer than an 18650. That's the gist. And you'll see them marked up at 5200 and all kinds of ridiculous stuff. I have got a number of 26650 mods here that have been shown on the shows. I've been hunting all over the place to get at least a 4500 milliamp hour 26650 that'll last as long as an 18650, and I'm not finding any. They are few and far between, and most of the time the buggers are getting too hot when you're asking them to feed 80 watts into a piece of kit. So the idea is brilliant, but they're not producing the batteries. It's 18650 or forget it. And that really means dual 18650s if you're going to be clouding the chasers. No, chasing the clouds. This has been a public service announcement on behalf of a slightly pissed hi-fi stud.
Lovely.
Thank you very much. It was seamless, yeah.
Right.
Now, I've got to say,
Go on.
I was just going to say, Matt, actually, that talking about dual 18650 mods, I think there's one we can show you.
Is there? Oh, is that a cue? Sorry. Right. I press button.
Was that seamless?
No.
It would have been if I didn't screw it up.
Box 160 comes in this little boxy here. Let's take the stuff out and show you what you get in the box. You of course get your device, and you get a little box in here, and in the little box you get the following. Let's just pull it out and I'll show you. You get a little manual telling you what it's all about. You get a USB charging cable. You get a spare squonking bottle, which comes with a little stopper. So what you can do is you can take that out with you, fill it up, and then just swap it around, and the little stopper top just slips off the top of the bottle, so you can just change that around, which is quite handy. You get a fully assembled and wicked top section, and you get some spares. There's 2 Clapton coils in there, a little black Allen key, some spare grub screws, and as per, some Japanese organic cotton, so you can wick one up yourself. So that's quite handy. So it actually ships with 2 pre-built coils, one already in the device, one ready to go, and then it comes with what you need to re-wick another one. So not too bad at all. Let's put all those back and I'll show you the device itself. Now, I have been using this for some time, so it is used. And I'll just do a quick look round for you. First of all, the bottom section, little clip and the batteries come out. It takes 2 18650s. Now I prefer to use, in devices such as this, I prefer to use matched pairs. So these have only ever been used at the same time and charged at the same time. So they go in thus and it shuts nicely. To get to the squonking bottle, you just pull this little magnetized bottom section off, and then you just pull the bottle out thus. There you go. And it's currently nearly empty, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it. And now choices, what am I going to put in this time? I'll tell you what, I've got some new juice that I got recently, so I'm going to put some of this in. This is a mocha juice. So I'm just going to use the dropper and fill this. You can fill straight from a bottle, but you get the little air block, so you do need to be a little bit careful when it comes to doing that. You can, of course, use a syringe if you so wish, which is what I generally do, just holding it over the top so you don't get that air block. And I'll just put one more dripper full in. There we go. So bottle is about 3/4 full. I'm just going to wipe this off camera because it has just got some around it, and I've made a bit of a mess last time, so I'm just going to clean that bit up as well. So what you do when you filled your bottle is offer it up to the device, push it in on the little white tab there, that then closes the bottle, and then you push the bottle up, and then the filler tube, the tube it uses to push the juice up to the device, goes all the way down to the bottom. I'll just wipe that again. Got juice everywhere. And then it's just a case of putting a little magnetized bit back on that bottom section, which is rather good. Let me show you the top. So as you can see, on the top section here is a little hole, and that is the top of the pipe that is in the little bottle there. So when you press, it squirts the juice up through that little hole, and that then feeds the little hole on the bottom of the atomizer. Yeah, and like I said, I have been using this for a few weeks, so it is used. There you can see the coil assembly, and to take it out it's dead easy. Pair of pliers, and you just hold one of the posts and then twist the bottom section, and the deck completely screws out, and you'll see there that's the device and then the coil deck. So the one that you get with the kit, you can just swap that straight over, and of course you can build onto that. So I'll just screw that back in, just because it's still got life left in it. So I'm a Yorkshireman, I don't like waste. So I'm going to screw that back on, and we'll screw that back in to the device. If I now press the bottom of the bottle, you should see the juice there coming up and soaking the coil, and then let it go, and the rest will go back. So that coil is now well and truly primed, which is really good. It's got a Delrin top section with a double O-ring on the top to keep it all nice and snug. Let me just zoom out a tad. There we go. And that just fits on thus. And if you notice on the top here, it says MTL. And then there is a little slot there. There's a slot here, a hole, a slot, and then a hole. So if you move the entire mouthpiece round, if you uncover the slots, then you're going to be using this for direct to lung. If you move it through, so you've opened up the holes, then that's designed more for mouth to lung. And then of course you've got little bits in between. You just need to find the sweet spot for your particular juice, and how you've built your coils, really. So that's the atomizer section. Let me show the front of the device. You have a USB charging socket there. You've got plus and minus. You've got your little screen, and you've got your multifunction fire button. It's currently in off because I turned it off. To turn it back on again, it's 5 clicks. And it comes up with Kanger, and then shows you what mode you were last in. And at the moment it's set in TI, in titanium. If you want to change that, you do 3 clicks, and that changes that into nichrome. The next 3 clicks gives you SUS, which is stainless steel. 3 more clicks gives you wattage mode, and it goes from 7, as you can see there, all the way up to 160, of course based upon whatever you've got on the atomizer side. And then 3 more clicks takes you There you go. Takes you into an i200 mode. So everything is temperature control apart from the wattage mode, obviously. If you hold down the plus and minus buttons together, that swaps the screen orientation and back again. If you hold down the fire button and the plus button, that changes it to a white background with black writing. There you go. And nothing happens if you press the fire button and the minus. Nothing at all. So it's just both together for screen swap and fire button and plus to change into the other display mode. So that's the front and the controls. You've seen the batteries. Little click comes out. I have to say it's quite a good click. Nice and solid in there, and it feels solid on that spring as well. You can hear how springy that is and how sturdy it is. So I'm rather impressed with that. What I don't get is why they bothered to have that as well. It may have been better just to have one thing that clipped across the front, make it a bit more secure. That could catch on something. It hasn't yet, I have to say. So, you know, it definitely suits the job, it suits the purpose. You can see I've been holding it upside down and no juice has been coming out. It won't come out unless you apply the pressure to get the juice out. So let us put our unit back on the top. So I've got the device back on the top. It will leak if you have the coils quite wet and you take the device off the top, because it's got a hole in the bottom, so juice will leak out. Just be aware of that. It is currently at 0.15 ohms. We've got half the juice left in the batteries. The power is always set at 160 watts, always set at that, unless you're in wattage only mode. All you can do is change the temperature when you're in the temperature control modes. That's all it does. So it will give you 160 watts. That's it, and then it will control it via temperature. So let's give it a little blast. And as you can see, it does produce rather a lot of vapor. Now I have shut my door because I wanted to block out some noise that was going on. So I'm not going to do too much more on that vapor, just because it will set my fire alarms off. It produces that much. So there you go. That's the Kanger Dripbox 160 starter kit. Let's go back up and we'll finish off. So there you go. That was a close-up look at the Kanger Dripbox 160. And like I said, I've been using it now for 3 weeks and I've rather enjoyed it, I have to say. Not having had one before, as I mentioned, it's rather pleasant. I like the aspect ratio of it, the size, very similar in size and shape to the Rollo and also to the Disguiser mod, which is along the similar kind of shape. So there seems to be quite a few similar sized. If we look at the Rollo, for instance, it is very similar in size and shape. Only has the 2 batteries, as I showed you. And it's rather a neat little device. I have put other tanks on, but it's designed to work with the tank that comes with it. So, you know, you may get varying results if you use something that's not designed to go on top of this. But the tank that comes with is very good. Yeah, I've actually set my fire alarm off about 2 weeks ago. I've got my door open today in my little studio office, but it was closed the last time, and it was so full of vapor in here, the whole system went off. And I've got a siren right outside on my landing here. There's a siren upstairs and there's a siren downstairs. So I had to go and punch in my code and reset the system. So it does produce phenomenally well, I have to say. Let's give it another go. I just heard a little squeaky squonky there as I was just priming the coil yet again, because I would just about finished what was in there, So yes, there we go. Now I'm being quite conservative with the vapor, simply because I don't want to have to go and reset my fire alarm again. But yes, liking it a lot. It gets a lot of flavour off this device. A lot of vapor. I've enjoyed using it. I'm going to carry on using it. Have a go if you see one. I wouldn't say it's my go-to device. That's the Rolo at the moment, or the Innokin TC100, slightly smaller. But I've always got, you know, 2 Rolos, the TC, and one of these on the go, so I could chop and change. I certainly wouldn't use this in the car unless I had my window open, just because there is a possibility I could just white out in front of me and not see what the heck was in front. So I probably won't use it driving, but apart from that, it's a cracking little device. Anyway, that's enough for me. I'll see you all soon. Hello, it's Marco. I'm back, and I've got a new device for you this week.
Oh, now we're back to the studio. The video decided it wanted to loop.
Oh,
Yeah.
you hadn't set it to auto stop, had you?
I mean, considering how smoothly everything's gone tonight, I'm quite, you know, we allowed one mistake. So
yeah, it's all good.
So you of course have seen. I did a video on the first version, didn't I? You remember that, don't you? Yeah.
I believe. Let's see the video. Pile of shite.
Yeah. That looks better than this thing. Well, go on.
I have to say, I do rather like it. And I was watching chat there. We were looking at chat when that was playing through, and Phil B doesn't particularly like it. Well, you know, fair dues. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't. For me, it works quite well. It's a nice size in my hand. Like I said in that VT, I wouldn't be using it in the car without the window open because it produces a huge amount of vapor. It really does. So, you know, I'm quite impressed with it as a first squonker as well, because I hadn't used a squonker before either. So my first impressions of squonking, yes. And Dave, you've got a squonker there, haven't you?
I has a squonker here. You newbies, first impressions of a squonker. This one we reviewed. In fact, Dave Kitson reviewed this one in 2011. Was it 5 years ago? That was the squonker then, right? And unfortunately, after we looked at it, after Dave looked at it, we swapped notes on it, poor buggers couldn't keep up with demand and went bye-bye, which was a bit of a shame because it was a nice piece of kit. Unfortunately, I do not have any charged up batteries, but it was a mouth-to-lung device. That was how it worked in those days. 510 on it, squonk into your 510, and up, there'll be people around today I'll be saying, the hell is he on about a 510? That's a thread that you screw things into. It's not. 510's an atom it's a little kettle thing that you put on the top. That's what it is.
Oh, there's a question there. Leanna Ollis has just said, would squonkers get round TPD sizes? Well, effectively, it's a reverse dripper. So the fact that the bottle is not a tank holds more than 2 mils probably would.
It's a refill. It's a refill bottle because it's refilling the 510 every time you squonk it.
Yes.
So, you know.
And thank you, Blaze. No, that wasn't promotion. That's a look at. We look at things. We don't do reviews. We look at. And I'm not going to tell you to go and buy one. It was information. I'm not going to go and say go and buy one. I'm simply going to say if you get a chance to use one, it might be worth the use.
Yes, just suck and go.
Suck and go. Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice little device. Is all I can say about it, really.
Certainly better than the first version. That actually addresses the two big things on that I levied against the first version. One, there was no variable wattage, voltage, or temperature control on it, and two, the way you secured the battery in was just crap on the version 1.
Yeah.
Absolutely crap.
And like I said though, this battery cover is really solid, really is. So yeah, quite impressed with that.
So it doesn't screw down and crash the battery then?
No,
Mm,
no,
good.
it's all right.
It's
Yeah.
all right.
So yes,
I might
that
pick myself
was
one
it.
up. I might.
Well, next time I see you, if you haven't picked one up, then I'll bring mine along.
I'll have a suck on yours, Mark.
You can suck on mine.
You know,
We're all
they
about
said
sharing. We're all
they
about
said
sharing.
this- they just kept on saying this when we were down at Vape Expo. I'm convinced there's something going on between the pair of them.
Really? Okay. Remember
Yeah.
what happens in
You two-
Birmingham
And on
stays
that
in Birmingham.
bombshell.
Seriously, you two worry me. You do.
We like to try the mods, Dave. We all tried yours. Don't lie.
We did actually. We all had to go on Dave's.
Yeah, we all had to go on Dave's.
Yes, everybody does.
So listen.
I must get my glasses sorted out and get my eyes tested again because I've just read what Paul XB8 wrote in there, and it looks like most spunkers are fixed voltage. And I'm thinking, what? And it's only when I've looked more closely, it's these squonkers.
It did say Squonkers, yes. Yes, get your eyes tested for Thursday.
Well, no, I might be able to read chat then. No.
I don't want that.
No, we're not
No.
like that. Good
You
God,
don't-
no.
You don't want to be reading chat during the show.
Well, I just get confused, you know. I end up sitting there, it comes back because I usually end the videos automatically because you can do that in Wirecast, and I'll be sitting reading that, and it comes back to me, and I'm just, oh bugger, well, yes.
No, I never do that. I always go back. I always press the button. But that's me.
That's
You've heard
you.
it said.
Yeah, one day you'll be pressing the buttons again, Mark, won't you? One day.
One day, hopefully before the end of the year, I'll be pressing the buttons again when I get my fiber installed. Yes.
And I'll get to sit back here and do not a lot. I like that.
I just wonder whether it's going to be. This is the scenario I've got in my brain. Is that British Telecom rings you up and says, "Hello, Marco, we can get you the fast internet in on October 14th." And he's going to sit there and go, "Oh no, that's when Vapor Expo October's on. Oh, what do I do? Which will win? Which will win? That's the question. Everybody wants to know."
I'll be at Vape Expo, of course.
Yeah, you say I'm not so sure.
No, I will. I'll get it. I'll get it soon. So yes, and then it'll be all good.
We've all said that. Some of us had to get married.
I was going to do a joke there, but I'm not going to.
No.
So yes, there you go. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. Are we done? Are we done?
We're done. We're done.
Shall we do a seamless link to the end?
Yes, go on. Who wants to do that?
Dave's good at seamless links, aren't you, Dave? Because you're always pointing them out to me on Thursdays.
Yes, that's what I do. That's what I do. Seamless link to the end.
All right.
Good night.
Ta-da.
Goodbye.